So let's start with a warm-up for our entire body. So we are going to start by, first of all, doing a little bit of bouncing on our heels. So all we're doing is just vibrating up through our body. So we don't have to, I mean, you can do bigger ones if you want, but you don't need to. It's almost like your knees are incredibly soft. My knees are slightly bent, and that your heels are just lightly tip-tapping on the floor. And this is just to really warm up your diaphragm and the rest of your body too. It's also incredibly good for your nervous system. So there's a couple of cool things happening. And we're just going to do another couple of seconds and then release. Okay, so ribs. Let's focus on our ribs now, that we've given everything a bit of a sugar. So our rib cage. Let's take our rib cage and we're going to push it forwards. So we want to warm this rib cage up. So pushing it forwards and then pulling it back. And pushing it forwards and then pulling it back. So really feel like you're drawing your rib cage back and then drawing your rib cage forwards. So try and get as full a range of movement as you can, front and back, and then bring it to the start, and then push one way and push the other. So we're really focusing on it, the rib cage being the mover. Good, nice. As you do this, notice how the pressure changes in your feet. It's quite cool. You notice how as we start to, because everything's so connected. And then come to the center. And then we're going to draw a circle with our rib cage over the top of our pelvis. Perfect. Now, obviously, all the breath work that we're going to be doing is also going to be affecting our pelvic floor. So we're going to warm our pelvis up as well in a minute. And then go the opposite direction from the direction you've been going. Make sure you do both directions and try and get your end range of movement as you go. Then come back to the center. So let's do a little bit for our pelvis. So we're going to start with our knees bent and we're going to tilt our pelvis backwards and forwards. Brilliant. We're going to start the breath work standing as well. There are a couple of people here who lying down is not great for them just now. So we're going to do most of the standing and I'll have an option to lie down near the end. And then we're going to come back. So knees are soft and we're pushing from side to side. And really just feel this is your pelvis pushing, push, 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 push. Good, excellent. We're going to do another 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to the center. Now we're going to lift one half of our pelvis up towards our armpit like it's got a string attached to the top of your pelvis and you're pulling it up. Pull it up. Great. Just get this pelvis really moving in all the directions it can move in. Perfect. And then we're going to step forwards with one foot so that our toes pointing the opposite direction and our hands are coming the other way. So we're doing, and then back and forwards. Back. So we get a pivot in our pelvis, which is the thing that separates us from walking like a chimpanzee. And then back to the start, and let's do the other side, same thing, the other side. Oh, my arms went the wrong way. Cool. I was watching your guys' arms. So just making sure you're trying to keep the chest forwards, so you get that pivot through the pelvis. Okay, one more. And then back to the start. Brilliant. I'm just going to take my socks off because I'm quite warm now. So we're going to start our breath work controversially from our feet. So we want to have our feet side by side. I'd like you to take a moment to notice your big toe, the base of your big toe, the base of your little toe, and your ankle, your heel, not your ankle yet. I'd like you to notice the inside and outside edge of your feet and just make sure everything is beautifully lined up or evenly weighted. Now I'd like you, just so we get the knees right, to push your knees back. And then I'd like you to draw your knees slowly forward until you feel your kneecaps kind of sigh a little or let go. Hopefully that happens at some point. And that's where we're going to stop our knees. Pelvis, I'd like you to think about your pelvis, a torch shining out of your vagina. And the torch can shine anywhere between the base of your big toes and the start of your heels. So just taking a moment to orientate your pelvis. Good, and then ribcage on top of your pelvis. Head on top of your shoulders, chin horizontal to the floor. Okay, so we are going to start our breath. I just want you to think about your feet. So as we inhale, I'd like you to think about your feet lengthening and melting into the floor. And as you exhale, I'd like you to think about the arches just gently lifting away from the floor. It's a small movement, but just being super aware. So we're going to take 3 breaths and then an apnea, but we'll talk about the apnea in more detail in a moment as well. But just a little apnea to start with. So ready to inhale. Melt, 2, 3, 4. Lift, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Melt your arches. 2, 3, 4. Lift. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Melt. 2, 3, 4. Lift. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Relax your jaw. Slowly widening your ribs and just taking your time. You can have your hands around your ribcage if you want, or hands by your side, and just taking your time to widen your ribs. Perfect. When you need to inhale, inhale. So still thinking about our feet a little bit in the background, we're still aware that's happening. I'd like you to think about your pelvis and your pelvic floor. So just taking a moment to put your finger where your pubic bone is, or imagine where your pubic bone is. And if you're just visualizing it and not touching it, you're thinking about this part of your body here, where your pubic symphysis is at the front. So our pelvis is kind of a bit like this, it's a bit angled. So we're thinking about this bit at the front. So if you don't want to touch it, that's what we're thinking about. And if you do want to touch it, but want to see what it should look like or feel like, then that's what it feels like. Okay, so take a moment to notice that. Then we're going to bend our bum. So you can keep one finger there, you're keeping a finger there. If you're not keeping a finger there, don't worry. We're going to bend our bum and we're going to find our sit bones. So we get an orientation about where things are. And then we're going to come up, still holding on to it if you can, just being aware of where it is, and then let your hands go. Okay, so now we're going to inhale. And as you inhale, I'd like you to think about those sit bones and the pubic bone, all of them creating more space between them. And as we exhale, they're going to draw back in towards the center. And it's a tiny movement again, but it's being aware that the pelvic floor on an inhale gives and opens, and on an exhale draws in. Okay, so we try. So 3 breaths into our apnea, a real focus on almost letting the pelvic floor do its thing. Ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, 4. Together. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Together. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Together. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose, relax your jaw, relax your eyes, and then slowly start to widen your ribcage. Just taking your time to notice how that feels in your body. And when you need to inhale, inhale here, and exhale, release. Okay, so now, during our inhale and exhale, our pelvis does that thing where it widens at the bottom, but it also does a thing where it narrows at the top because it's a bone. So as one bone pulls out, the same part of that bone has to pull in. It's like a little spiral. So I'm going to get you to put your hands at the top of your pelvis here. So you should be able to feel the top ridge. So that's what we're feeling, this bit here, the kind of wings. I'd like you to bring it just to the front of the wing. You should feel a little ridge just to the front here. Cool. Now, as we inhale, this part of our bone, which is the opposite end of this bone, actually moves in a little, just a tiny bit. So it's like if you can imagine you've got a piece of elastic between each bone. As we inhale, the elastic loosens, and as we exhale, the elastic tightens as the bones move away. So if you can visualize that elastic, that sometimes really helps with this one. Okay, so finding your alignment for a moment. And this time, we're going to think about the inhale. These bones are coming in as our sit bones are going out. So think about that spiral of the bone. Are you ready? Let's do it. In, 2, 3. These bones are drawing out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They come in, 2, 3, 4. Out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Close your mouth and nose. Relax your jaw. Widen your ribs. Taking your time to really think about the sides and the back of your ribcage expanding. And when you need to inhale, inhale here, and exhale, release. So we're not gonna add in this one today, because otherwise I'm gonna really over confuse you. So let's just think about our pelvis doing that movement. So it goes in at the top, out at the bottom. So it's almost like it does this. It's a really lovely movement pattern. Okay, so let's come to our rib cage. So let's all grab our rib cage, and we want to grab it towards the lower extremities of our ribs. And I'd like you just for a moment to focus on the sides. So as we inhale, we're going to press our rib cage gently out towards the side. Really thinking, and we're thinking about the ribs. They're doing this. I need a rib cage now as well. They're doing this. They're expanding and opening and then drawing back in. So we're not thinking about lifting it up and down. We're thinking about expansion. And as we expand, it will lift the edges of the rib cage, but we're not doing it with this part of our body. We're not lifting with our clavicles. So hands around our ribs. We're thinking about that expansion, and what you can do is put your fingers together, and as you inhale, you can widen your fingers, and it helps you to really think about what's going on inside your body. So ready to inhale, just to the side just now. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Widen, 2, 3, 4, close. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Widen, 2, 3, 4, close. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose, pause, and then do that widening again. Widen, keep holding the air out and widening the ribs. Think about them expanding, expanding, expanding. And when you need to inhale, inhale. Let's bring our attention to the back of our body. So as we inhale, I'd like you to really focus on sending your air to the sides of your rib cage and in towards the back of your rib cage, either about where you're between your bra strap and your shoulder blades. So that kind of area at the back of our ribs. So we're going to focus more on that than the sides, but the sides are still happening. And then when we perform the apnea, with your thumbs, you should be able to feel the rib cage at the back, because the rib cage is also at the back, also expanding. Okay, let's go for it. So 3 breaths, sending the air back. Ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose, pause, relax your jaw. Start widening the ribs. Think about them widening to the sides and widening behind you. Expanding, expanding, expanding. Can you feel that when you expand the back of them, you start to feel this engagement in towards your pelvic floor at the front? See if you can notice that. And when you need to inhale, inhale in position and exhale, release. Great. Let's talk about the front of the ribs. So for lots of us, and it may not be you, but it's good to have a little focus on it. But for lots of us, when you've got issues with your rib cage, you can have almost like a little shelf here at the front, where it feels like the ribs aren't completely flat, or they're not as flat to the front of our body as we would like. This tends to happen more post-pregnancy, but sometimes you can get stuck in it for years. So what we're going to do is put our hands on the front of our rib cage here. Now we're going to inhale into the sides of the back the same way we've been doing, and exhale, allowing the ribcage to draw back down. But this front bit here, what I'd like you to think about with this is, as we inhale, we're not allowing it to flare like this. As we inhale, we're allowing it to open, but we don't want it to do a weird kind of flary thing. And as we exhale, we're going to think about this, the front of the ribcage drawing inwards and down, as if it's a glove sliding into, as if it's a hand sliding into a glove, not the other way around. So we can think about this being like the hand is coming out of the glove, the hand is going back into the glove. You can have 2 hands, hands out, hands in, as your little visualization. Okay, and we're not pressing the hands all the way down to the bottom of the glove because that's uncomfortable. We're just sliding them in gently. Okay. So it might be better to have hands like that, actually, on reflection. So ready to inhale. In, 2, 2, 3, close. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, close. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, close. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose, pause. Widen your ribs. Now start the widening from the sides and the back. Sides and the back. And then only at the end do we feel that extension at the front, or the opening of the front. So think sides, back, front. Good. And shake it off. Okay, so we're going to put all of that together. Now, a thumbs up if you're finding your apnea all right just now. Good. No? Okay, so what we're going to do, so not everybody's finding the apnea, so we're going to do a couple of interventions. So I got like total fireworks from Rebecca there. So we get to now. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a couple of interventions. So we're going to do the same thing we've been doing with the breathing. Inhaling and exhaling like this. And at the end of the third one this time, when you close your mouth and nose, I'd like you to imagine you've got a blocked nose and you're trying to sniff a flower with a blocked nose as you widen your ribs. So let's just try that intervention and see how that works for everybody. I've got a few. So taking a moment here, hands can be around your ribcage or by your side if you like. We're thinking, if you're already nailing the apnea and you're happy, I'd like you to think about not more things. I want you to think about everything we've just been doing. The feet melting into the floor, the pelvis widening, drawing in at the top and widening at the back on the inhale and coming the other way on the exhale, and the rib cage. If you want a little bit more help, just focus on the rib cage just now, and let's do the blocked nose. But everybody can do the blocked nose as well. So we're going to do 3 breaths. At the end of the third one, we're going to pause, close your mouth and nose, and sniff a flower against a blocked nose. Ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, 4, close. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, close. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, close. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose, pause. Now think about blocked nose. So you're not inhaling any air, but you're sniffing your flower. Can you feel that little bit of movement you get from your ribs? Then just allow that movement to progress. And when you need to inhale, inhale here and exhale, release. So sniffing the flower works for most people, but not everybody. So let's just try another one since we're here. Because you might find that this makes your practice better, even if you're getting the apnea really easily. So what I'd like you to think about now is that motion we make when we suck something with a straw at the bottom of a glass. So we don't do a hard suck like a, we do a suck like a suck. So feel that in your body for a second. Then close your mouth and feel that in your body. So we're not bringing in any actual air. It's just the motion through the rest of our system. If you think about what we're doing is we're using that whole tube that comes from our anus all the way up towards our mouth. So it should help us get a little bit of lift anyway. So we're going to do the same thing. And at the end of the third one, we're going to pause, keeping our mouth and nose closed. We're going to try and suck a strawberry at the bottom of a cocktail without letting any liquid get around it and without letting any air get in our mouths. Okay, let's do it. So we're ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose, pause. Think about sucking that strawberry, keeping your mouth closed, and let that get that feeling in your body that opens your rib cage. And when you need to inhale, inhale here and exhale, release. Did those two help people manage it a little bit better? Good. Okay, so let's put it all together. So we've got our feet hip distance apart. Knees nice and soft. We're going to think about the feet melting into the floor on the inhale. The top of your pelvis is moving in as your sit bones widen. So thinking about that kind of weird spiral that happens. And then your rib cage is widening. So as your rib cage widens, the top of the pelvis comes in, the bottom of the pelvis comes out. Cool, eh? And then as we exhale, the rib cage draws in, as the pelvis reverses, and the feet draw up. All ready? Should we go for it? You can have your hands by your side, hands around your rib cage, whichever way you want. So ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, 4. Out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Slowly widening the ribs. So widening the sides, widening the back, then thinking about the front. Relax your jaw. Make sure your eyes are straight ahead, that we've not dropped our eyes down. And when you need to inhale, inhale here and exhale, release. Okay. So if you're able to, we're going to go down to the floor and we're going to do that breathing on the floor so that you can really, you've not got gravity working against you, so that you can really just get into it. If you want to come to sitting, you can come to sitting, or you can stay standing. It's entirely up to you. And just really feel the feet on the floor when you're standing. When we're supine and lying down, as we do the inhale and think about the sit bones widening and the top of the pelvis coming in, you may feel that your pelvis rocks forwards a little bit, and that's totally fine. And as you exhale, the pelvis comes out at the top of the and the sit bones draw together, you will find that the pelvis will rock back to neutral. So you have this inhale, the pelvis will rock forwards a little, and the exhale, the pelvis will rock back a little. Just be aware of it. You can put your hands at the top of your pelvis if you like for this one, so you can feel it happening a little bit. And it's not a massive movement, it's just a tiny micro movement, but it does happen when we breathe well. So you can have your hands on your pelvis, hands on your rib cage, hands by your side, whichever you like. And I'd like you to have a little focus now on that movement of the pelvis and the movement of the rib cage. So remember, as you inhale, the pelvis comes in at the top, the rib cage is widening. And as you exhale, the pelvis closes. As you exhale, the rib cage closes. The pelvis at the top is opening as the sit bones draw in. Okay, let's go for it. So 3 breaths and an apnea. So ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Top of pelvis comes in, 2, 3, and out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ribs widen, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Widen your ribs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale here. Now, still thinking about all of that, I'd like you to take your hands into second position. So internally rotated second position. We're going to lightly dorsiflex our feet. If you're standing, just hinge, rock forward a little, so into our forward position. And if you're on a chair, just feet flat on the floor. So we want to feel space between our shoulder blades. So we're putting pins all together in a pose. Squeezing your heels down towards the floor lightly, drawing your heels back towards your sit bones lightly, holding the ball between your knees. Feel like you're nudging someone away with your elbows. You've got nice long length in your spine, and we're really visualizing what's happening with our body as we breathe. Ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feel the pelvis move. 2, 3, 4, out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Widen your ribs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale here and exhale, rolling onto your side and coming up to a sitting position or standing if you're standing. We're just going to do a little breath thing to finish. We're going to do a hummingbird breath just for everybody's nervous systems. So in a moment, you're going to put your fingers in your ears. When you put your fingers in your ears, you'll find that halfway down your ear canal, there's a bit of cartilage that kind of half closes it. It goes halfway across. You're going to press on that cartilage just very gently with both fingers in a minute. And then we're going to inhale through our nose. And as we exhale, we're going to hum. Find a tone that really feels like it resonates your whole face, your neck, and into your chest. So you might have to play with your tone a little bit. And we're going to do 3 breaths like this. So fingers in your ears. We're going to inhale. So can you feel that when you change the tone, you feel the resonance different places in your body? So you can actually, if you make it really low, kind of, you feel it all the way to your pelvis. And if you make it higher, you feel it in different places. So that's a great one for just really calming down your vagus nerve if you're having lots of kind of, if you're feeling quite anxious or worried. So, or just need to be a bit more chilled. So you don't have to be anxious and worried to use it. So I am